Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for giving me such a beautiful opportunity to stay here and share my paper with you today. During the 3-year project, I have also 3 publications already, and I'm currently working on the 4th one. I hope it can get published later. So today, my topic is innovation dynamics of renewable energy generation technologies at the regional level in China, a study based on patent data analysis. And I'm from University Wuppertal in Germany, and Mr. Welfens is my professor and supervisor. So basically, there are 3 main parts of my presentation today. The first part will be background and motivation. The second part is research progress, and the third one, or the last one, is preliminary results and conclusions. Sorry. So just give you some first idea about Chinese regions, and there is a Chinese map with GRP for all the regions. But data is from 2014, but I think it doesn't change much now. So you can see the dark place, like Shandong province, Jiangsu province, and Guangdong province rank the top 3 as the most developed regions in China. And actually, in recent years, the central government put their focus shifts to the central China. So we will see in the future, the central China will be more developed than now. And this is another graph shows first per capita GRP from all the regions, and second the basic statistics on R&D, and also the last one is number of patent applications. So we can see as well that Jiangsu province and Shandong province and Guangdong province ranked the top 3 of all these 3 indicators. Yeah, this is another 2 graphs shows the first total CO2 emission of major emitter countries from 1917 to 2013. So we can see that in the year 2012, China's carbon emissions were almost equals to the carbon emissions of both the US and EU 27 combined. So therefore, China faces more pressing and difficult challenges in the process of renewable energy transformation. And the second graph shows China's renewable energy capacity and power generation during the time 2000 to 2012. You can see both indicators are increasing really dramatically during the last decades. And this is another background information about patents on renewable energy in China. And this is a comparison between the period of 1975 to 2005 and another period from the year 2006 to 2011. So we can see that in the 4 sectors, biofuels, solar thermal, solar PV, and wind energy, China made a really great progress on innovation, at least from the patent application perspective. So, for example, for biofuels, the percentage of China was increased more than 30% in the share of the major of the all major application offices. And why I choose a patent as a research focus? First, the definition of patent is an exclusive right to exploit an invention over a limited period of time within the country where the application is made. And if we treat R&D as an input, and then patent is one of the selections for output measurements. And for both micro-level and macro-level analysis, patent has its advantages as an innovation indicator. For example, it can measure the output of R&D process, and for example, it's also a period current status of technological knowledge, and so on. And actually, there are a lot of papers about patents on green technologies, but I have searched, there is no paper regarding the Chinese regions. I think China is actually not that balanced developed country, so I just want to find out what is the patent dynamics or innovation dynamics of renewable energy in different regions in China. So this is basically my motivation. And this is just a very brief introduction about my data source. This is from IncoPat platform, which is a Chinese one, and I selected invention and utility model. The time covers from 2006, January 1st, to 2015, December 31st, so the whole 10 years. And it covers 31 regions in China. So basic sectors, main sectors are wind power, solar energy, geothermal energy, ocean energy, hydropower, and biomass and waste energy. And there are a lot of measurements and indicators based on patterns. For example, absolute numbers and the growth rates and intensities and specialization and so on. And today, my research focus is to find out the specialization of Chinese regions on the renewable energy technologies. So when we talk about the specialization of the technology, there are also a lot of indicators. But my preferred indicators are the first two, the Revealed Technological Advantage Index, the RTA, and the Relative Patent Advantage Index, RPA. So the OECD defined the Revealed Technology Advantage Index it provides an indication of relative specialization of a given country in selected technological domains and is based on patent applications filed under the Patent Cooperation Treaty. And it's defined as a country's share of patents in a particular technology field divided by the country's share in all patent fields. So basically, this is how we can express this concept in a mathematical way. So I presents the technology, J presents the country, and P is the number of patents. So when the index is equal to 0, it shows the country holds no patents in a given sector, and when it's equal to 0, that shows the country has no specialization in this technology sector. And when it's above 1, so it shows it has a positive specialization in this technology. And the relative patent advantage indicates values between -100, which means extremely weak specialization, to 100, which means extremely strong specialization. So at first, I just check if the region has a positive specialization in this technology, and then examine how strong is the specialization. Before I show my results, this is some other statistic background for you. This is the graph shows the total renewable energy generation technologies patents applied in China from 2006 to 2015. We can see that both wind and solar energy are the main two pillars of all renewable energy technologies. And it was booming at year of 2010, 2011, and 2012, and then it's all decreased. Yeah. And here is another graph shows what's the dynamics of all the regions in China for different sectors. Still, Jiangsu province and Beijing and also Guangdong province and also Zhejiang province ranked the top 4 of that. Still, solar energy and wind energy played the most important role in all the regions. So this is a map of all these statistics I just show you. So you have a straight view of all the regions for different sectors of patent applications. Yeah, for wind power, solar energy, ocean energy, and biomass and waste energy, we can see that still the most active regions are at the coast area or the east area, as we say. But for geothermal and hydropower, because of the natural source and distribution difference, we can see that the Sichuan province is also quite active. Yeah, and we sum up all these last 6 maps together, and this is the final map of all the 6-sector renewable energy patent applications in China from 2006 to 2015. Yeah, we can see that still Jiangsu province and Zhejiang province, and also Beijing is the highest number of patent application in these technologies. And this is the map with the calculated RTA and also RPA. But this map is different as the last one, as we can see. We can see that in the Mongolia, Gansu province, and they are quite specialized in renewable energy and technology. And the other place which with really high application numbers, they are not that positive. For example, Guangdong province is -0. Yeah. So my conclusions and next steps would first, the leading regions in terms of number of both patent applications and the renewable energy generation technology patent applications, such as Guangdong province and Shandong province, they don't show the evidence of a specialization in these renewable fields. The second one, the innovation regions such as Jiangsu and Zhejiang provinces, they show evidence of positive specialization in renewable energy technology, but with relative weak advantage levels. And the third one is the region of Inner Mongolia and the Qinghai province show very strong specialization, but with a much smaller number of total patent application in this field. And I know this is a quite descriptive result, and I think I'm doing now in the some OLS models to measure the drivers behind the results of these indicators. For example, the policy issues, natural resource, and some other factors maybe will influence this kind of results. Yeah, okay, that's all. Thank you very much.